And welcome again to the Bunny Perspective. Last week we talked about the surprisingly good My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Not to be confused with My Little Pony Crystal Princess The Runaway Rainbow? What? This week we're talking about Invader Zim, a show that also has an older audience than it was made for, and has a lot of cross-gender appeal. Sure, SpongeBob is a far bigger cultural thing than Zim, but I can't say that they were marketing that strictly for boys. SpongeBob has a lot of middle-of-the-road cartoon wackiness. However, Zim covers a lot of traditional masculine themes. Space battles, conspiracy theories, and dumb humor are all tropes of a boys' cartoon. So the thesis of this episode is comparing My Little Pony to Invader Zim. I see Zim and My Little Pony as two sides of the same coin, and there are a lot of interesting comparisons in their differences. So let's dig into that Jonah and Vasquez classic, Invader Zim.
All my friends are dead and they don't like me anymore. They moved along, they've changed, and now they find me quite a bore. Way back then it was okay to be a little weird, but all my friends are dead and some have even grown a beard.
Zim was basically the closest 90s goth ever got to being mainstream. Overall, it's animated well, has a lot of really creative design, and has more memorable one-liners than almost any other recent cartoon.
You! Pull some levers! Pull some levers!
And of course, it was canceled almost immediately. Fortunately, it's today, and every episode is available on DVD or streaming. And I remember when it was kind of hard to find.
Right there!
Ooh.
Nickelodeon basically sunk this show as deep as it could. When the show was actually on Nick, it was like a rerun of the first 6 episodes.
I gotta sing the Doom song now! Doom, 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 doom!
My Little Pony had a similar problem. Sure, all of the episodes made it to air, but who the fuck has the Hub network? And if you did pay a little extra to get the Hub, what else are you getting? Reruns of Jam and a half-decent relaunch of Transformers? Whoa. Unlike Zim, it's a lot easier to find new episodes of My Little Pony on YouTube, and of course, both seasons are on Netflix now. There are other differences that are interesting, like where Zim is a sci-fi universe and My Little Pony is a magic-based fantasy world.
It's all over! Your spell! Perform your spell!
Sure, there is magic in Zim, but it functions a lot like Lovecraft magic.
I got this spell drive from the swollen eyeball. If it works, we can use it to travel to the realm of the very creature who gave you your weird pork powers.
Dark spells meant to contact otherworldly beings.
Did you conjure a big head demon to give you a big head? Man, that is a really big head.
And I think that's part of Zim's charm. It's so detached and cold that the extremes of exactly how unfeeling this world is often make up some of the funniest jokes. It doesn't hurt that I had really funny nut jobs that all wrote this show, like TV's Frank, and Roman Dirge, who wrote one of my favorite episodes ever, Mega Doomer.
No, I say! I must rebel! I will switch the addresses on these 2 boxes!
This moment, where even Zim realizes how stupid the situation has become, is one of my favorite moments.
Now, behold the Doom Cannon!
I can't, it's invisible.
But you can see me?
That's what I said.
Oh, that's stupid!
And that is another difference, where Invader Zim's cast is made up of lunatics and idiots.
I have a plan, but I will need a volunteer to distract the hog beast.
Yes, sir. I am your loyal...
My Little Pony has a cast of well-rounded and far from stupid protagonists, who at their core want to do good.
Where are the elements? Did we stop Discord?
Zim and Dib rarely have other people's needs at heart and are basically selfish assholes. But them being selfish assholes works well with the classically dark sci-fi endings the episodes usually take.
You jerk.
Both have big cult following with markets older than their intentions. Zim is a really good production. It's animated well with some really well integrated 3D animation. It's a shame it only got 1.5 seasons before it was shut down. It's not perfect, mind you. A lot of the screaming can get grating after watching a few episodes in a row. But I'm hard-pressed to think of another original sci-fi cartoon for kids that takes as many risks as Zim. Sadly, for now, Invader Zim is just potential. It could come back. I'm a little shocked after Futurama and Family Guy did the same thing that Zim hasn't been resurrected. Maybe Invader Zim is a little too dated. What was edgy about it is fairly safe stuff now. But to be honest, the point of talking about Zim is really to continue to talk about My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic.
You really need to get out more.
See, no one thinks it's weird that girls like Zim.
For longer than I can remember, I've been looking for someone like you. Someone with a head like yours and a torso, too. Birds sing and you're gonna pay. The end. Here's some meat covered in barbecue sauce.
There seems to be more Invader Zim t-shirts and products made for the ladies as there are for the fellas. So why is it so weird that My Little Pony has a male audience? See, no one thinks that it's weird that girls like Invader Zim. This is where we get into gender politics and sexism. Let's face it, I can't think of a single show made for girls that is any good at all. Rainbow Bright, Strawberry Shortcake, Barbie. These shows were all really poorly made. Even 16, made relatively recently, is kind of a vapid waste of time, and it's not even strictly for girls. The reason why guys like My Little Pony is, it's good. Why should that be wrong? Why is it alright for girls to like girly things and masculine things, but not the opposite? The main topic people talk about when it comes to My Little Pony is the bronies, and how weird it is that something so girly can appeal to men in their 20s. Why are we okay with women doing boy things and not men doing girly things?
Ew! Stay back! I just had myself groomed!
Afraid to get dirty?
Why aren't people as excited as I am that there is a show out there based on something so stupid, so bad, so nothing, and is actually good? Do you know how many other shows I like that are nothing crap? Like, can a brother get a remake of Galaxy High or Bucky O'Hare? Captain Bucky O'Hare! I could get into the deep topic of shaming men for acting like ladies forever. Why is a man supported by a woman such a bad thing? What's wrong with a fella enjoying an evening gown? Logically, there isn't a difference between girls liking Zim and boys liking My Little Pony.
The world needs my help, son.
So where are we? I suppose the argument could be made that the fan base is weird because of the furry element. It's a cartoon, you guys. Let's face it, it doesn't matter what something is, it will be made into super creepy porn. Honestly, yeah, some of the fans are a bit much, but that doesn't change the fact that My Little Pony is a good show.
And Aloysius, I know now that you weren't out to take my job. Forgive me? Who? Me. Forgive me, Spike. Who?
Bottom line, it works. It's pretty clever, it's funny, and uses a lot of classic cartoon jokes. Twilight Sparkle gets a fucking piano dropped on her head! What was I talking about again? Alright, Invader Zim. Right, well, for a long time, apparently Jonan was really creeped out by fans of Invader Zim. Apparently, he's come around. He was even at the last Invader Zim convention in LA. So maybe it could come back.
The pants command me. Do not ignore my veins.
Anyway, both of these shows are on Netflix right now. Season 3 of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic is in production, so it looks like there's gonna be more ponies. Motherfuckers.
When I was a little filly and the sun was going down.
Tell me she's not.
The darkness and the shadows, they would always make me frown.
She is.
I'd hide under my pillow from what I thought I saw. But Grammy Pie said that wasn't the way to deal with fears at all.
Then what is?
She said, Pinky, you gotta stand up tall. Learn to face your fears. You'll see that they can't hurt you. Just laugh to make them disappear. Ha, ha, ha. So giggle at the ghostly, guffaw at the grossly,
gotta not give so much a shit about whatever everyone else is doing? Man, I better stop solving the problems of humanity.
Bovine.
Interferes with my other goals.